You're watching the SCAC Player of the Week interviews. It's week 3 of the SCAC women's soccer season, and today we're joined by the SCAC women's soccer defensive player of the week, junior goalkeeper Madison Ersoff of the Centenary College ladies. And Madison, first of all, congratulations, and thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Madison, you and the rest of your teammates coming off a very successful week last week, 3 non-conference games, coming away unbeaten, a 1-0-2 record, taking on the likes of Belhaven, Birmingham-Southern, and Millsaps. I'm sure that was a huge boost to this group early on in this season and gained a lot of confidence. Just from your perspective back there as the goalkeeper of this group, what went well from an overall team perspective, and how does a stretch like that of 3 straight games unbeaten, help build this group's confidence early on in the season as you get prepared for conference play not too far away?
So I'll start with start in the backside. So our defensive line is pretty solid, I would say. 3 returners on the back line and 1 freshman, and one of them's a captain. So I feel like we're pretty solid back there, pretty good connection between us. So there's never really not never, but there's very few moments where we're not connected on the field. Moving up the field in our midfield, our center 3 are all seniors, all been playing together for 3-4 years now, and they just are always connected, always know what each other's going to do. And I think they bring some solid experience in the middle of the field. And on the opposite side, our wingers, our people on the outside, freshmen, bringing a lot of energy, a lot of hungry spirit to play and stay on the field, earn their minutes. And up top, we have a junior, so she's pretty new to the position, but she's very eager to learn and eager to score. So I think just the dynamic of experience to new players has really helped with that.
Madison, individually, absolutely outstanding last week. Not only did the team go unbeaten, but 3 straight shutouts. You were a huge part of that, obviously, back there in net. 14 saves in total. Now off to an outstanding start to your junior campaign, tied for the best in terms of goals against average in the SCAC to this point in the season, and second most with 46 saves and an 868 saves percentage. From your perspective, how have you been able to get off to such a successful start to this season, and how much does a week like last week, running those 3 straight shutouts together, racking up those saves, and being something that this team has been able to depend on, build your confidence moving to the rest of the year?
So with myself, I think coming out of last season, my sophomore year, I had a pretty decent season, but I knew exactly what I needed to work on. For example, my footwork was decent, but not awesome. And, all preparing for the season, that's one of the main things I worked on. So connecting with my defense, just with my foot on the ball, I think has helped me confidence-wise a lot. And my team, they trust me and I trust them. I think it gives me a lot of confidence, not even in myself, because, I'm 20 years old, not everyone's confident in themselves when they're 20, but confidence in my defense, knowing they have confidence in me gives me confidence to perform well. And knowing my team stands behind me with everything I do gives me confidence to make the decisions that I think are right and move forward.
Madison, we talk about the 3 shutouts last week. That's just the second time that this program has been able to string together 3 straight games of shutout soccer since Centenary joined the SCAC prior to that 2012 season. Specifically when it comes to you and that defensive line, how important is communication with the success that you've been able to have, and what is key in order to put together, that type of a shutout streak? How has this defense been able to come together and specifically really make it difficult for offenses in that final third of the field?
I think communication, I would say, is 100% the most important thing. You don't have to be the fastest or the best defender as long as you know what you're doing, what everybody else is doing. I think any 4 or 3 people can keep anybody out of the goal. I think our communication is really good. Whenever something happens, something goes wrong, me and especially the 2 center backs, but the whole defensive line is collective, talk about it, say what went wrong, what we're confused about, and keep that in mind moving forward. So I think communication off the bat is good, and then whenever something happens, we're eager to find out what the other person was thinking and not to push blame onto somebody else. I think is one of the most important things.
And finally, Madison, looking ahead to this weekend, just one fixture on the schedule as you go back on the road and take on Howard Payne, your second to last non-conference game before we get revved up for conference action. What are your expectations heading into the weekend? What will be key for this group to continue to build off of the momentum and the success that was gained from last week's performances?
My expectation, I think we're gonna perform well. I think, we haven't had a what is it, Sunday to Saturday. We haven't had a 6-day break in a good amount of time this season so far. So I think we'll come in well rested with a good amount of energy and just take the field running. I hope that's my expectation. That's what I expect from my team, and I know they expect the same thing from me.
Native of Shreveport, Louisiana, and this week's SCAC Women's Soccer Defensive Player of the Week, junior goalkeeper Madison Ersoff of the Centenary College ladies. Madison, again, congratulations on your honor and best of luck as you continue to march forward throughout your junior season.
Thank you.